So I've been hearing about this. What was his name? Is Nowak? Yeah, Henry Nowak. I've been seeing it all over the feed. I don't know what it's about, but here's some body cam released. This is Asman, a clip from Asman. Let's check it out.
Henry Nowak body cam footage is released. Let me let everybody know what's going on. Henry Nowak was stabbed by a...
Yeah, this is yeah. We saw a little bit. We heard about this. A Sikh guy.
A Sikh immigrant in Great Britain. They're able to carry their ceremonial dagger. The police were called. The police ignored Henry, arrested Henry, because the Sikh guy said that Henry was being racist.
So, yeah.
After the Sikh stabbed him while they took the other guy out to have him pick out dinner. I'm not even kidding. So this is the body cam footage. It just came out.
He keeps dropping side to side, so I'm just trying to keep him set up. Right. He's got a mouth full of blood, I don't want him... I can't breathe. He was on the bin.
He can't breathe, he's saying, I can't breathe.
He's jumped over these fences and stuff like that. And he's up
Move
here.
away, mate.
He's obviously... He's fallen from there and he slipped from there. His other shoe is left over there.
That's Henry,
What's
I'm
your name,
assuming,
mate?
right?
Yeah.
Has anyone been hurt other than him?
Yeah, me. He's grabbed my brother, he's took my turban off, started grabbing my head.
Are you injured?
Yeah, I've got swollen eye, a little bruise.
Alright, just step back a little bit for me. Someone flag these down.
And you see how is the guy that stabbed not the victim? How are they like not reacting quick enough? Why are they pretending this is a game? The guy's literally on the floor dying.
Right, let's get you out of there, shall we?
So he says I've been stabbed.
I was in bed asleep.
He literally said I've been stabbed.
This twice?
Look.
Right, let's get you out of there, shall we?
So he says I've been stabbed.
I was in bed asleep.
Again.
Twice?
Twice he says it.
Grab his other arm. What's happened to you, alright? You've been stabbed? Whereabouts? I don't think you have, mate.
They don't even believe him. They're saying, I don't think you have, mate. They don't even believe him.
It's real.
And they're arresting him. What sort of shit is this?
Hand.
I can't breathe.
Put the hand in the cuff, mate.
He's been stabbed.
This is like
Saying he's been stabbed, so let's just check him.
Why would the knife do this?
In the face? Oh no, but we have to check, don't we?
Check, man. Look, and these guys, the guys who have stabbed him, they're like saying, no, you don't have to check that. What?
Right.
In the face? Should
Right,
we...
keep you on your side, mate.
Why wouldn't they
We
call
were sat up when we
EMS?
had him here, but you didn't like it. At the moment, you are under arrest. That's for assault, so you do not have to say anything. May harm and defence if you do not mention when questioned.
It's
So
unbelievable.
you later line in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence, alright? It's going to be sick, I think.
He's not
He's
responding.
dying. He's dying,
You didn't
that's
think
why.
to call the police?
Oh my
Or
god.
not the police,
That's
the
what you to call
EMS.
it.
His pupils aren't even reacting.
Henry Nowak's father directly calls out disgusting behavior of the police.
With his final words, he told officers that he could not breathe.
He died. He died. Like, he died. The kid died.
He told them he had been stabbed. In fact, Henry told officers that he could not breathe 9 times. He told them he had been stabbed 4 times. The response from one officer was, "I don't think you have, mate." The police...
Got to pay repercussions for that, officer. Yeah, you got to go jail. No, yeah, you got to go jail for that. As an officer saying, no, I don't think you have, mate. You ain't even done your due diligence yet. And you have to serve some time. This is actually shocking, honestly.
have said they were misled by the murderer and that the scene when they arrived was complex. Unfortunately, it seems to us the truth is much simpler. The police were told by our son himself and by a member of the public who called 999 that they heard someone shout that they had been stabbed, but the police did not believe them. Henry was pulled across the gravel, his hands forced behind his back.
Look at the family in the background just devastated. This is so fucking bad, man. This is so fucking bad. The officer needs to pay a price. You know, it seems like down here that the killer's been sentenced to 21 years. It needs to be life sentence. And the officer needs to pay some sort of, you know, do some time, 3 years, 5 years, you know what I mean? Negligence. And then you go, you know, you get banned from being an officer ever again and working with people in the public ever again. Because, you know, you caused the death without doing your job. You know, you could have prevented this. This is fucking terrible, bruv.
And he was placed in handcuffs.
The dad, you can see he's like, you know, as people in the chat here are saying, like, in Asman's chat over there on the screen, it's saying, like, the dad's strong, clearly, because, you know, he's trying to stay strong to. This is bad, man.
Instead of being treated, police formally arrested Henry for assault and read him his rights. That was the last thing he heard. The way he was treated was inhumane. His murderer, however, was afforded decency. He was believed. He was not handcuffed when arrested. He was not handcuffed when transported to the police station. As far as we understand, he was never handcuffed at all. Police even took him to the kitchen so he could choose his food.
So, like, where's the justice then? You know that thing? Where is it?
Man.
The contrast is unbearable.
And keep in mind, like, this is after the family was screaming and shouting in the courtroom that the judge was racist for putting the person in jail. His mom literally hid the knife. Yeah. Digwa's mother.
Why? And then the killer's family are saying he's racist for killing someone and going to jail. Nah. See, now I think what they got to do, the government or, you know, the powers that make these sort of decisions, they got to rethink about, can these, you know, nutters, can they roll around with their ceremonial blades now? I think it's time to stop that, wouldn't you? Nah? Well, they're killing people with them said ceremonial blades. What the fuck is this shit, bruv?
Allegedly filmed removing the knife from the scene and taking it to the family home.
So the mother needs to pay as well. The mother should be arrested as well.
Lindsay Hoyle has intervened to force the government to issue a statement on the Henry Nowak case. Keir Starmer has issued a statement on Henry Nowak. This is an awful, shocking case. Henry's loved ones have gone through the trauma of a long trial and endured Henry's killer making up and appalling claims about their son, who was a thoughtful, kind, deeply loved. And we must end this cycle of tragedy by tackling the horror of knife crime. It's not knife crime. It's the people that are using it. There's a group of people that are doing the knife crime. And also,
you can sort of see as well, like in the numbers, like in the statistics and that numbers and all of that. They don't lie. You can see who is statistically doing the stabbing, because it's not the knife, you know, it's not the gun, you know, it's not the rocket that kills the people. It's the person who presses the button. It's the person wielding the knife. It's the person who pulls the trigger. That's the one who ends up eventually killing the person. The knife is an inanimate object. It doesn't have sentience. It doesn't stand up and decide to stab people. It's the people doing it. And like I said, go back, look at the statistics, and you can sort of see the sort of people that are doing it. And then that's where you make your stop. That's where you make your attack. That's where you draw the line. You know, you can't demand that from knives. They don't have sentience, for fuck's sake. Now an innocent young man is dead. Now an innocent young man is dead. And it's like almost as if they want to incite some sort of violence. Don't you sometimes get that feeling? It's like they support illegal immigration and all of that. It's like anything to be against their own people. Then you go ask the question, who are these people in power, man? Who are these people making these decisions? And maybe you might see that they're actually not even from this country either. You know, I don't know. But maybe it's worth doing these sort of investigations and looking more deeper into something like that, because it seems like, you know, had this happened the other way around, you know, the white man would have been the enemy. This white boy would have been, you know, a killer. It'd have been, you know, this, that, you know, the worst things. And this poor migrant kid would have been the victim. But yeah, it's really strange. And also the officer needs to pay. Officer needs to pay a massive price.
This here, nobody did any stories on this guy. That's crazy.
And then no one does stories on it. Is this like an agenda? Is this, what is this? You know what I'm saying? It'll make you think like something dodgy is going on, because you think, what the fuck is this? And you don't have guns. How can they carry those knives when the cops don't carry? Well, yeah. Yeah. True. That's true as well. Yeah. True. Yeah. How are these Sikhs allowed to carry their ceremonial blades, and not even an officer can carry a blade? Officers got different sort of weaponry, you know, like a stun gun or a baton. And yeah, we do have guns, but we just don't. Citizens can't get them. You can apply for them though. You can apply for shotgun licenses and stuff like that. You can do that. There is guns. They're just not common. But in them streets, boy, damn.
I know. Once people see, and I think they're beginning to, I think we're going to have a very big change of heart. This is why I talk about it, is because I know that eventually more and more people are going to see this, and then things will change.
Yeah, so this is why I think it's like some sort of suspicion, you know, dodgy sort of something going on with an agenda going on there, because, you know, it's almost like it's going to make the people lose their minds. How would you feel? You know, how do you feel this situation? You feel bad, man. This is so bad. I can't breathe. Sorry, mate. You're the wrong color. You're the wrong color for that. Well, disgusting. I'm gonna pop this in the description. I've got another one in regards to this. This is a new channel, Jake Monroe guy I've been watching quite recently off the stream. I haven't watched him on the stream yet. This is the first one in regards to this case, 21 years for the killing of Henry Nowak. We're going to see this guy's very based. I like him. He's a proper punk. He's a real original, the original punks. And here he is, yeah. Let's check it out. Jake Monroe, this is his analysis on it.
Judge William Mousley Casey says Henry Nowak was defenseless during the attack. He says Vikram Digva told attending police that he had a small bruise and swelling on his eye. Mousley adds Digva filmed Henry desperately trying to get away. Isn't that disgusting that that's the case? You have the humiliation along with the injustice of this. He filmed Henry this poor sweet boy with a loving family. He filmed it? What kind of sick twisted pleasure was he going to get from that? This little thought that he was going to get up. He thought he was going to walk. He thought he was going to walk.
It's actually quite sad that he's blanking out the swearing, but I guess it's in the first 2 minutes. I heard something like that on YouTube. If you swear in the first 2 minutes, they won't monetize your video or something like that. I don't know.
Walk from this. Mousley has Digva.
I'll prefer to hear him in all of his you know, vulgar glory.
Filmed Henry desperately trying to get away. You continue to make films of Henry suffering, ignoring much of his desperation at having been stabbed, the judge says. Your actions stirred up racial tension. You have brought shame upon your family. Whoa! You have brought shame upon your family and your religion.
That's a good judge statement, that is.
The judge tells Vikram Digva. Oh, okay.
That's
this
good.
judge is a little cooler than I initially thought. Look at this. You have brought shame upon your family. Shame on you. Shame on your family. Shame on your cow. The judge tells Vikram Digva, your actions have stirred up racial tension in Southampton and across the country, which have made many Sikhs worried about their safety. Like I give a fuck. Does this look like the face of a goth who cares?
Yeah. No, I don't. You know what, bruv? I don't even think at this point no one. I think everyone's fatigued from it. Whether you're, you know, white or not white, I think everyone's like fatigued from this sort of fucking behavior.
It's not. You bear some responsibility for the offense committed by your mother. When you asked her to take the murder weapon away from you, Your mother has remained in custody for the past 7 months. Because you guys need to remember that this all happened back in December. Yeah, you have to remember that this all took place in December last year. Okay, so these people have been held since. So people are just like, well, if it's 20 years and 190 days, how is that 21 years? It's because they've already been in custody for the last 7 months. And here it is. Vikram Digva jailed for life with minimum term of 21 years.
Yeah, so that's what they say here in life. When they say life, you serve like 30 years or something around that ballpark.
Minimum term.
You know, it should really be life. Like, you die there.
Judge William Mousley KC hands down the sentence for Vikram Digva. As a reminder, Digva was found guilty of the murder of Henry Nowak. This took 7 months, but
Yeah, it took him 7 months, though, yeah.
hey, we got there in the end. And carrying a bladed article in a public place. Mousley says there were several aggravating factors to increase the starting point of the term, including Digva's attempts to lie to police and cover up his actions, and the significant community impact of the crime. Those factors, the judge says, increase the minimum term to 23 years. This was reduced to 21 years thanks to mitigating factors, including Digva's age, 23, and a previous good record. Shouting in court after sentence is handed down. After the sentencing and after Vikram Digva is let out of the dock, an argument erupts between family and friends of Digva and his victim, Henry Nowak. There is shouting and angry words are exchanged with security guards.
Yeah, there would be. There would be.
Intervening. Eat shit.
There would be that.
Eat shit. Eat shit. 21 years. I'm so sick of
This is not blanket shit.
seeing tiny brown fists
2 minutes have gone by.
gripping sharp objects. I'm honestly sick of looking at it. Unbelievable. Yeah, we killed your kid, but we're mad that we're facing consequences for it. Makes you...
Yeah, that's literally what they're saying, brother. And I don't think anyone can bear that. I don't think anyone could stomach that. That's a hard fucking pill to swallow.
Sick. No sentence will bring Henry back. Henry Nowak's family are giving a statement on the steps of Southampton Crown Court. Mark Nowak, Henry's father, is joined by his daughter and Lucy Ross, Henry's mother. They say no verdict or sentence will ever bring Henry back into their lives. Turning to the night of the murder, Mark says his son told police that he could not breathe 9 times and that he'd been stabbed 4 times, only to be met with disbelief from one officer. Instead of being treated as a dying victim, police formally arrested Henry for assault, read him his rights. That was the last thing he heard. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law, that kind of shit. He says, let us be clear. We hold victim Digva solely responsible for the brutal murder of our son, but Henry should not have died on the streets of Southampton in police custody. The way he was inhumane and degrading. His murderer, however, was afforded decency. He was believed. He was not handcuffed. The contrast is unbearable, and that's why this sentence should not exist. Because
so it tells me as well that the killer was like a sadistic sort of liar, like very sinister, sadistic liar, very good at lying and manipulating the situation. They almost got away with murder. Took them 7 months, but the force got there in the end. But thank God for that. But this is what they were attempting to do: coerce the situation, muddy the waters, to get away with murder. You're like a sick individual. You need to go to life. Shame on him. Shame on his family. Shame on his religion, man. Shame on them all.
Of this contrast
Shame
that exists, Vikram Digva is not solely responsible for Henry's death, is he? There is an entire system, an entire culture, an entire race standing behind Vikram Digva, isn't there? They may not want to make this something bigger than what it currently is. I will! Because Vikram Digva is not an isolated incident. It is not a coincidence. It is not a freak accident. It is a perfectly predictable scenario based on the circumstances that allows someone called Vikram Digva to live in the UK. Victim's family call on Home Secretary to ensure full, fearless, and transparent police investigation. Okay, so we're getting into the police investigation aspect of this. As a reminder, the police watchdog, the Independent Office for Police Conduct, has launched an investigation into the police response to Henry's murder. So the IOPC. The 18-year-old was initially treated as a suspect by police despite suffering 5 stab wounds and was handcuffed after Vikram Digva claimed he had been racially abused. Calling for a transparent process, Mark Nowak, Henry's father, says his family should not have to fight for the truth. While we await its final report, we are calling on the Home Secretary to ensure that the IOPC has the resources, authority, and independence it needs to conduct a full, fearless, and transparent investigation. Treat knife crime like the national emergency it is, family urges government. Continuing his statement outside court, Mark Nowak says he does not want his son's murder to be used to create further division, hatred, or tension. But
the sad thing is, like, that's what it's going to end up doing. Would you honestly say like people in his family are gonna ever trust people, you know, people of that religion or people of that ethnicity, or if, of that part of the world, you know? Do you think they're ever gonna trust people like that? Never. I wouldn't. If I'd lost, you know, my brother to one of them, I would never trust not a single one of them. They will always be at arm's length. I will never, like, you know, care. I wouldn't care about them, actually. I wouldn't, you know, want nothing to do with them completely at all. Stay away from me. Stay away from me. Don't even look at me. I don't want to see them. You know what I mean? It'll be like that. Don't want to deal with them people. Them people are evil. They're killers. That's how I would see it. So you can only imagine how it would be for someone who's really going through it. Could be worse.
Disagree. I disagree with this entirely. Because we don't have division, a was close enough with the intent to kill your son. I disagree with this wholeheartedly. This should spur on exactly what Restore represent. Less Digvas. Do you think under an immigration...
You know, I don't like, you know, I'm not advocate for violence. I'm more love. I'll rather love you than hate you. But like stuff like this, you know, I can't control people. I can't control what people do. No one can. But stuff like this is what incites these sort of, you know, things to start happening. Until, you know, there will be that nationalist leader that rises and completely shuts this down. Like fucking completely reverses this shit. It's not as if it can't happen and as if it's impossible. Nah. You get the right person in there that fucking hates this sort of shit. Fucking, they all get annihilated. And you know what? A person like that, I'm behind them 100%. Because I love this land. I love Britain. I love the UK. I love London. I love this. I love how it is here. I love it, and it's only getting better. You know, we don't want to go backwards. No, we've been through a lot. In England, the English history, we've been through fucking a lot. We've done a lot of shit for us to get to where we're at. You know what I mean? We had to fucking figure this shit out. And I love that. And I don't want that to change. I only want it to get better. You know what I mean? So I will back a nationalist leader like that. You know, it's a no-brainer. And I think a lot of people who have migrant families, like me, you know, that their families, you know, come to this country the right way, done it the right way, got the right paperwork, and then I was born here, you know what I mean, to get a better life. There's going to be loads of people like me that agree with what I'm saying. White, black, Asian, Sikhs, they're going to agree with it 100%.
Policy installed by Restore Britain would allow the immigration of Digva's family in the first place? No, they wouldn't.
Yeah, you see, like Jake is hitting straight into the core. Like, they shouldn't even be here in the first place. You know, he's hitting it straight on the core. It's harsh, but it's what it is, man.
Want his story to make our...
What's going on, Chris, my brother? Hope you're having a good day.
Our streets safer for everyone. Well, do you know what? Without even knowing it, you've said the most correct thing so far. Because it will. We will never forget Henry. Nationalists, ethnats, ethno-nationalists will never forget Henry Nowak. Family is scared, which is the problem. John B. Great, you might just be right there, buddy. Maybe this is mitigating language to make sure they're not targeted by the Sikh community. They may very well be targeted anyway. That is why we're calling the government to treat knife crime as the national emergency that it is. We need real solutions. We need investment in prevention. We need stronger action on the sale, the ownership, and the carrying of all knives. That would be... It's them carrying them because we already have strong action on the sale, ownership, and carrying.
We already have that. This is what I'm saying. This is the fucking thing. We already have that. How they roll around now? That's a ceremonial knife. Is that a stab-free card or something? It's ridiculous, really, when you think about it. It's like, what? And then it's going to take a murder for us to realise that it's wrong. Oh, well, look what's happened now. We find ourselves in that predicament. It has took a murder for us to realise that this is wrong. I mean, what the fuck is going on here, bruv?
Of knives, we actually already do have that. We do have this already. We have this already. The reason why Digva had one...
Yeah, I can't go out there and buy a machete.
...is because of his religion, which bypasses all of this. Okay?
They fucking check your age if you're buying cutlery. You go down, pop down Tesco, go and buy cutlery. A box of little cutleries, little spoon, fork, you know, the butter knife and all that. And if you're from the East London, butter knife. You get go, you need the ID check for that, mate. Yeah. Here's my fucking ID. I'm, you know, 38, mate. Yeah, go on, mate, go on.
So, yes, we already do.
Butcher knives and that ain't even on the shelf.
have strong legislation and policies surrounding knife ownership and knife crime here in the UK. The problem is that the Sikh was allowed to carry one exempt from these laws because of his religious freedom.
Yeah, and sharpened to the point of where it can kill an individual. It's quite crazy, isn't it? Yeah, really wild. Fuck this sort of shit. This shit needs to fucking stop.
That should not be in the UK. Say less. Know what I'm saying? Read between the lines. Sikh Federation attacks CPS for massive blunder during trial. The Sikh Federation has criticized the Crown Prosecution Service for making a massive blunder. What blunder is that? During the trial of Vikram Digva. It says CPS should have made clear that the weapon used by Digva during the murder was not a Kirpan, as it had been described throughout the trial. In the UK, carrying a Kirpan is legal provided it is for religious reasons. The Sikh Federation says the decision not to release the photograph of the murder weapon is controversial and adds to the huge mistakes made by the police when they arrived on the scene. So you expect me to believe that despite all of the legal weaponry that not only Digva had access to, but has been photographed holding on his person, was not the weapon he used to stab this kid. I need to read the rest of this. Are they trying to say this? The Sikh Federation says the decision not to release the photograph, it says politicians and commentators on the right who have made controversial statements based on, they're talking about me, statements based on incorrect information should have the...
But didn't we see, like before an Asman clip, you know, we don't know, we're just looking, but didn't we see that his mother took the murder weapon and hid it in the house? Isn't that what happened? You know, I don't know.
Decency to recognize the facts and stop attacking the Sikh community. Look, the only...
No, it's not that really. It's not really that.
The information that we have is that there are photos of this little running around in his dress with a Kirpan strapped around his chest. Okay? That's a fact. It's also a fact that... he sleeps in a room full of knives. He's enthusiastic about knives. And also, he is legally to walk around with that knife. You're telling me, without any evidence, that the knife that was used in the attack, despite the legal knives that Vikram had access to, he decided to walk around with an illegal knife instead? I don't understand. Where are they getting this information from? The Sikh Federation has criticized Chris, making a massive blunder during the trial. It says CPS should have made clear that the weapon used by Digva during the murder was not a Kirpan. Literally every single report.
Oh, so this is the angle that the Sikh Federation is approaching this. The Sikh Federation is approaching this by saying that the CPS have caused a massive blunder because the knife is not it's not a Sikh one. So nothing to do with us, guys. It's not the Sikh one, guys. See, man, you should have done your job. It worked. You see, these are the sort of fucking sickos, bruv.
An account of the situation has referred to the murder weapon.
You know, let me remind you, the kid's dead. The kid's fucking dead. So, you know.
As a Kirpan. In fact, we know what the word Kirpan is now because that was the knife that had been identified. This makes no sense to me. So Vikram Digva, despite having access and ownership of a legal knife, decided to opt for an illegal knife with which he used to stab Henry. Wow.
So that's a problematic sort of person, isn't it?
That would certainly absolve you of any religious ties, wouldn't it, Sikh community? This has
that's literally what they're doing. They're washing their hands with it. They're trying to say, see, yeah, we should have done your job, but nothing to do with us Sikhs. We're still going to carry our ceremonial blades. Stuff like that needs to stop because it's killed someone, isn't it? It's killed someone. Sorry, guys, you can't carry the thing and that. You know, you can understand, right? Yeah, you know, kid lost his life. One of your people in your community is crazy, man. He killed him, man. He's dead. Sorry, you can't use that in the streets and that. And if they start making a problem, then all right, then arrest everyone. Just make it simple, bro. It's just so simple. Just arrest them all then. Arrest them all. Everyone who's causing the issue, everyone who's becoming violent because of taking away their weaponry, which could cause murders. If they get violent, yeah, just arrest them all. Fucking just arrest them all, bro. Fuck it. You know what I mean? That's what you do with criminals. That's what happens with fucking criminals. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing to do with this.
And we've built jails. We've built them. Like I keep saying, we've used bricks and years of building these jails. Use them, you fucking shitters. Use them. Real criminals, chuck them in there.
Is there more any of that kind of thing? Because he actually did not use the knife. You see, the Kirpan, he did not use it. He used one of your knives, not one of ours. So please don't redeem, please. Give me a fucking break. So every
well, like Blaine says here, Blaine. I'm gonna call you Blaine, bro. So as Blaine says here in chat, I guess everyone can carry a blade then, right? Ding dong. No. Incorrect. You got to be Sikh to do that. Yeah. Yeah, like, where are we? Oh, yeah, we're in Great Britain. Huh? What? What the fuck? Yeah, nah, I don't even know either. I ain't got fucking clue what's going on here.
Count of the murder
Fucking
weapon says it's a Kirpan.
clueless.
They say it's not. Well, how do they know? Why would
clue.
they know? That makes
What is this?
absolutely no sense. Shall I carry my religiously protected blade around with me, or shall I perhaps opt for this illegal blade? I'll
Shall I risk it? Shall I risk it?
take the illegal blade with me. Yes. Off.
Ah, no, it's going to be devastating, man.
That certainly puts it into perspective for you, doesn't it? Henry Nowak was described by his family today as an amazing
terrible,
young
man.
man, while Judge William Mousley KC says the student was careful and principled, full of humor, warmth, and promise. Throughout his life, Henry did nothing wrong. He was a good boy. He enjoyed school, loved sport, was well-behaved, kind, popular. His teachers always had a soft spot for him. Southampton Crown Court heard that in the days following Henry's death, his school friends started a memorial at his secondary school, described as an overwhelming show of love, the community in which he grew up. Yeah, I don't care anymore about racial insensitivities.
It's so sad, really. It's so sad. But this, like I'm saying, man, and where Jake is hitting, and Jake's hitting straight at the core, he's just saying they shouldn't even fucking be in the beginning. You know, and you can understand the anger. I get it. I really do. But it's like, this is so sad. It's like so devastating. But my thing is, it's going to have a massive effect on people. Like, everyone. You know, everyone's going to have a slight, you know, feeling towards this. You know what I mean? And that's not good, man. That lasts.
Haven't cared for quite some time.
Like, you tell your kids about that. You know, be careful of these people and that. They carry blades, they kill people, man. And they tell their kids. And they don't like them people. That's what happens.
Especially, I've been reinforced my beliefs in the fact that I don't care anymore. Whites
You just don't care.
are best. Get these out of my country. Get them the hell away from our civilization, our children, our institutions, our prosperity. Get them the away. We don't owe them shit. We don't owe them
crazy,
anything.
bro.
This
See how
poor
it's just
boy.
saying
Speaking
it.
outside
That's
court,
how he
Nowak
sees it,
reiterated
I mean.
that his family held Digva solely responsible for murder. This is a summarization, I believe, at the end here. That's it. Urge the government to treat knife crime like the national emergency it is. Knife crime, you need to understand, is merely a symptom. You can't treat the symptom. It'll continue to come back. You have to treat the cause. Knife crime is not a cause.
Right.
It is a symptom that is being caused by mass immigration. You see, you cannot attack. You can't go after the final link in the chain. Knife.
Because you know, people will be like, but I was saying white people don't commit. Of course they do, you silly bastard. But if you're looking at the statistics, you can see that it's mostly people, illegal background, illegal immigrants that come in and they're doing stabbings. A lot of people are like migrants, they're doing stabbings. You know, and then as well, you can see the ethnicity of these people. We can see that in the statistics. We can see the amount of people who are mostly doing these sort of crimes. We can see that. So you know, fix the problem there. Not always knives. Like I said earlier, knives are not sentient. Knives are not going to get up and go, you know what, today I decide murder. Knives don't do that sort of thing because they haven't got fucking sentience. They're not sitting there deciding and contemplating. No, it's the human who picks up the knife and does the wielding of the killing. So you have to attack at that core as a human. So who is the human that we should be aiming at? Look at the statistics. Look at the statistics. Look at the tits. You just got to look.
Crime is the result of mass immigration, of blacks in society, of cultures that revere violence, whose religions and cultures and history of themselves.
This is what it's essentially coming down to.
Revolve around the desire for reactive violence. Knives are not
violent takeover, conquest, domination. Can have a look at that.
the problem. You can go out there and you can take the knives away. In fact, you couldn't even. We've already taken the knives away, and Digva still had his because he's religiously protected to do so. And well, now we've lost this sweet young man. His life had literally barely started. He was still studying. I don't care about the Sikh community, quite frankly. I don't care. They shouldn't even be here. The Sikh community does not need to be here. I don't care for it. I don't really find much wonder or amazement in their culture. I've never really enjoyed anything that they've contributed to society. We don't need them here. They shouldn't have been here. The mother shouldn't have immigrated over, given birth to this little this idea of being like, well, you can't say that. It's racially insensitive. It's not all of them. I don't care. Because according to these brown people,
it's harsh. It hits it harsh. I would, I would disagree with this. I would be like, obviously it's a bit, I think it's a bit harsh, but there has to be something needs to be done. There's no denying that.
All white people, we've lost just the sweetest. It's just, it is absolutely heartbreaking to see. Unbelievable. That cuts me to my core. There's a little boy running around this house that looks just like that. That hurts. It's really painful, but you have to feel it. You have to feel how much that.
What needs to, I think, happen is like on that border, in regards to like border control and all that, they need to like do better. They need to do better. They need to either do tests where these people are like, thoroughly screened, thoroughly checked, not just like letting anyone and that, because they're spawning demons. They're spawning demons with values that go against the nation that they're going to. So what is it that you're going there to do then? Dominate? No, it's not going to happen. You're going to get annihilated then. If that's stay at your country and do that. Dominate over there. It's cool. Do that over there. Why you got to come over here and dominate? I totally get it. Like, I totally get like Jake's angle. I really do. It's just a sticky situation. One of them ones. It's like, what the fuck? It's like now all we can do is get better. Get better on that border. Get better on these situations where we start preventing these situations from happening in the earlier stages. And like Jake says, that happens in them coming in. We've got to start doing a block there. Got to start doing fixes over there. Patch it up over there because there's a fucking leak. Investigate. Do some inspections and shit. You know what I mean? Do something because it's reaching a point.
That hurts because without any sense of deep-seated trauma, that is, you're not going to have any conviction. You need to have conviction in what's going to. Like I said, they were going to beg for mercy from us. I don't feel obligated to give it to them, quite frankly. Do you? And they want us all to behave. Think of the Sikh community. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about the Sikh community. If they get ran out of town because of this, good. They're not, but that would be great. I would actively enjoy that. That would be fantastic because.
He's mad, isn't he? No, good, but that would be great.
It's just one isolated incident so far. Could happen again. They're not from here. They have no birthright. They have no blood here. They don't need to be here. I said this in the previous stream, man. One was too many, okay? You stop bringing people in, providing them with all the prosperities of white culture. And what do? They say that everything is shit, white people don't have culture, and you're racist for merely existing. And then they go ahead and make gangs, and they stab you and stuff. And it's just like, look, all it would have taken was literally one stabbing, one murder. That's all it should have taken. You extend your hand to help someone in need. They come over and they just immediately start slashing around at everyone in the room. Leave now. Like, you don't. We actually don't need you here. We're just letting you in because we wanted to be nice. But you guys came in as a start being shitheads. You gotta go.
That's it. That's what needs to happen. Cut it. Start doing some cuts. That's a great video from Jake. I'll be definitely checking out more of his stuff. I find myself agreeing with a lot of the stuff that he says. I think he's a based geezer. I'll pop it in the description. You can definitely go check it out. But yeah, it's just really sad, bruv. It's really sad at the end of the day because that kid's dead now, isn't it? And like seeing that body cam footage is quite like scary. Seeing how, like non-caring that officer was. He didn't care. You could see he didn't really care. And that's always fucking shit, innit? No one wants that. No one wants that. No one deserves that. Poor lad. Rest in peace.